after that, I will share my code file also. So basically, if we talk about the large language models, then as we all know that with the advent of 2025, with the China's DeepSeek R1, we know that what kind of revolution these LLM models have created. But if we talk about what are large language models, so they are basically artificial intelligent systems that can understand and generate human-like language, and they learn from the patterns. And if I ask you very simple question, that if let me share my screen first. So all of us, we have used ChatGPT. So if I ask you a simple question, what do you think that when any AI language model, when we provide some kind of test, what does it do? Means there are four options here. Either it predicts, it retrieves, it reason, or it create. What will be your answer? And moreover, when you ask some question, does it understand like we understand the human beings? I'm asking about, whatever. Am I audible to all of you?
Yes.
Yeah. So all of us, we have used, LLMs. I just want from your side, firstly, means any LLM model, if I'm telling, this means this is some artificial intelligence model which is trained on, massive amount of text data, and its job is to understand and generate human-like language. And this is some tool which all of us are using every day. My just one question right now here is, first question, does it understand like humans? And if I am giving you four options, what is your guess like how it, understands the things?
It just predicts what we entered and then it will get that. It has to translate what the question is. It needs to predict what the question is.
So basically, out of four options, I let me make it clear more for you. Like if I am asking any question to LLM, what is the procedure behind the scenes?
So it will first the whatever the text you entered, it will try to translate into a language that it understands it, and then it will search for those strings or something in the back.
So basically, if we start with the first thing, how LLM works, they are not like, human beings who understands the way we are talking and we are writing. They don't do like that. They are basically the AI machines which can predict the based on the guessing of the next word. So this is the first thing we have to understand, and we have to understand four things. So LLM models mainly predict the next bit of the text, and that they do very cleverly. Like whatever instructions we are giving, they go to their, whatever data they are trained on, they go to that part and generate an answer for us, which appears to us as if it is creating a constant communication with us. So LLM's uh, basic work is to guess the next word again and again using some pattern learned from what it has learned from its training data. And if we tell them how to answer, they follow our instruction also only. So we have seen, in instances like where we see that, auto generation, like a smart auto complete, we have seen in our phone regularly, where the next word suggestion comes. And if I start happy, what will be the next word according to you? What should be the means, if I'm asking you to predict what should be the next word if happy is written?
It's maybe birthday or something.
It's birthday. Basically, it is birthday. And we have all, seen that whenever we are writing something, we get this kind of smart auto suggestions. So basically, when we are saying about LLMs, they are, smartly auto completing the things. Also, when we ask some questions, they replies in a way that is clear for, for everyone. So if we are saying that do they look web for the every time if we are asking something? No, not by default. They don't see the web by default. This is very important to understand, because once we are going towards the advanced concepts, we will, use these LLMs for using the web search also, so that when they are not giving us the proper answer, we are using some external sources also. So basically, what happened that when they answer any question, they basically they are using uh, guessing the next word basically, and that guess is based on what they have learned the pattern in their training part. And what exactly means we can see around, they can act as a helpful librarian, okay, for smart auto completion, also like a story teller. Like if you give some theme style, they can create something new that fits whatever our requirements are. And if I say, have you seen any AI tool which is a language helper? Have you ever used? Or have you gone through any kind of AI tool where it is acting as a tutor?
What kind of tutor it is? Sorry.
AI tool acting as a tutor.
You mean a translate kind of a stuff or something else?
No. Okay, let me put it like this way. Have you ever used some code buddy? Something like, have you people used GitHub Pilot, and have you ever seen Duolingo?
GitHub Pilot we are using.
GitHub Pilot, have you used?
Yeah, even the Databricks has their own genie or something, which gives us errors. If in case of any errors, it will give you the what the solution
So
might be.
basically, what do you think that when we are asking something, how it is doing the things? It is basically what I'm trying to bring to your attention right now is that when we are talking about, anything related to, if we are asking about language help, okay, if we are talking about tutor, like Khan Academy is there. Like if I'm asking about some coding, AI tool which helps us in debugging, or if we are talking about some places where we see actually, the AI tool is working as a summarizer, or it is helping us to extract information from messy text, or if we are using it like some classifier or translator, means all these tasks which are basically seen in front of us, they are somewhere on the other hand, we are using some tool where our language is understood, and it is then responded back by the uh, AI model. And this is what the base of the generative AI, where we are using all this but without knowing that this is all gen AI only. Like if I ask you, again, the prediction part, if I'm asking the cat is on the dash, so what will happen? Inside the scene, LLM will see basically on whatever data it is trained on, it will go over that and it will find out the probability of token, which is repeated thousands of times per answer at the center point. So based on that, it predicts the next part. And when we say about that the kind of boom which happened in the era of LLM is basically when starting from RNN basically came around 2014. And these recurrent neural networks, remember what they saw, like remembering what they said in a sentence, and they were useful for things that come in row, means letter or words number. Like they were helpful in translation, predicting what word comes next in text. And suppose they have to do some small bits of task like stock prediction and all that. And after 2014, in 2015, came different models like LSTM came, GAN came, encoder decoder model came. But the major, uh, periods where we see that, some very important means new model had come. So we can think of it like a word to vec, which came around 2013. So if we talk about, LLM evolution, we can think like AI, this LLM was basically we can compare it like a child who was learning a language. So in 2013, it was just learning the words in a dictionary. By 2018, it could finally, read sentences in the contextual form. And by 2019, it started writing something on its own. And today, though, we know that what it can do. So basically, if we, start our journey, it starts from word to vec, and word to vec was basically the starting point around 2013, where Google researchers, they built this word to vec model. And this model learns simple word relationships. Like, for example, if I'm saying king, it will understand that we are talking something about man. If we are writing queen, it will understand that we are talking something about women. So basically, it learned very simple word relationships, and it only gave static word meaning, means the model learned word meaning kind of thing, and that too as numbers. So it really didn't read the full sentences, no context was there, and neither any kind of creativity was there. But when we talk about 2017, it changed every perspective, every, whatever was the technology at that time, because for the first time, researcher introduced the transformer model. And the famous paper, if you want, I will share with you. It was attention is what you need, and it allowed models to, pay attention to the right words. And here, like if I'm talking about bank. So through transformer technology, what happened? It understood that what we are in context means if we see that what exactly happened in after coming of the transformer technology, basically it understood the things in terms of context. So when we are writing bank, based on our whatever we have written over there, it can make out that whether that bank is related to river bank or it is related to money bank. And then in 2018, for the first time, BERT came, and this BERT was basically Google's model, which learned to read whole sentences, but it had limitations. It cannot write creatively, but it had this, technology where it can read the sentences from the initial also and from the ending also. Means that is why it is. It was advantageous in comparison to the earlier RNNs and basically LSTM models. And then 2019 onwards, it was like either we talk about GPT-2, GPT, means all the GPTs which stunned the worlds, with their frequency. And they had this capability when they can write essays, emails, even codes. And in fact, after this transformer technology, it was a huge leap. And then they can, act like a role play to generate, which I will show you right now in the codes also. They can create the stories. And problem was basically related from there until today, and how we can overcome that challenge was basically the hallucination part. So if I talk about hallucination, if anyone have any idea, can you tell me? Am I audible?
Yes, you are.
Any idea about hallucination? Yes, no. If no, I will explain.
No, please explain.
Okay, okay. And this is some part actually which has led to new technologies. Even today, our LLMs are suffering from this problem. And this is the reason why when we are talking about generative AI, we are talking about something where we are using LLMs and then making things in our favor. So basically, I told you that when we are talking about, LLMs, they are predicting the next word based on what they are trained on. But suppose if they are not trained on something, like if I'm asking you to do some task on which you are not trained, there are two kind of responses which is possible. The first response is this, that you simply say that I don't know. But the other response is that you do some guesswork. So when we are talking about hallucinations, it is basically the guesswork done by the LLMs. So the problem with LLMs is like till if suppose any LLM is trained till 2021 data or 2023 data, what will happen when we are using these LLMs? They cannot answer correctly if I am asking something about today's scene. Suppose some cricket match is going on, and I want to know what is the score yesterday. I expect, if I'm asking LLM that, that give me the score, which is, for the match, for the cricket match, which happened means yesterday, what will happen? Either it should say that I don't know the answer because it knows only data till 2021 or 2023, or it should give us some incorrect reply. So LLMs, what they do, they hallucinate. Even if they don't know the correct answer, what do? They create something, like a guesswork. And this is where what happened, the advent of new technologies have come along with the, LLMs as well as for the generative AI. And the what we are doing today, we are using these LLMs because these LLMs are good in when we are asking something, and if they have a relevant source with them, what happens? They understand and they can act as a bridge. Because to understand the human language is also a very big thing. So think about a situation like if I want these LLMs to transform into something where my company is having one data with me, and this data is in terms of internal policies of the company. And now what I want to I don't want to leak my internal policies because once LLMs are trained, all the data is public. I want to use the LLM, but I want to use these LLMs for my company's task. And also, I want that they should be trained on this kind of information so that when I'm asking, they are not hallucinating, they are giving us the correct response. Am I clear till now what I'm trying to say? Am I clear?
Yes.
So whatever
Yes.
LLMs are responding, that is basically on the public data on, on millions and trillions of parameters on which they are trained on. This is what they give us as a response. But the technology which I explained you right now with a very brief shell. If you want, we can dive deep in upcoming classes where if you want, we can go very deep into each and every model. But today I have, set up a scenario where I just want you people to bring into attention all these points and also to think about that when we are talking about generative AI, basically starting from LLMs. So here, what is happening? There are two things. The first thing is that whatever is available, how it is working. And second thing, if this technology is existing, how we can enhance and we can use it for for more specialized purposes. So when we are using these LLMs for particular companies' requirement for some specific health industry, okay, where we want these LLMs to be trained on some specific, hospitals where particular kind of treatment is done so that we are getting the correct response. Or even if we want that, in suppose any hospital is having chain in all parts of the world, let us think like that. And in every part of the world, some kind of treatment is going on. And every time when treatment is going on, all the details are going inside some database. And there is some internal connectivity through which what is happening that if I'm sitting in India and I have chain in around 100 different places of the world, I want my LLM to be trained on this entire data so that when a new patient is coming and this patient is suppose having particular kind of disorder, and if a doctor is wanting that how to how other parts of the world have treated this and what kind of outcomes have come. Or if we say like this, that every doctor is putting their, their medicines and then finding out that how well it worked with the patients. And from this database, we are just creating something like, if we are asking, suppose, and asking LLM that what is the best medicine for this kind of ailment or for this kind of symptoms, and LLM is speaking out and giving us some response because it is trained on this entire data set. So basically, the future and the technology, it is going to revolutionize the world like anything else. And moreover, each and every company definitely would like that they are not using some generalized technology, they are using some specialized part where instead of
Quick
hallucinations,
question.
they are giving the correct response. Yes,
So companies won't build LLMs, but they use LLMs, right? I mean, let's say in my company, I
yes,
don't build
yes.
LLMs. Okay.
We will not be building LLM, and building LLM is not feasible because after the advent of the technology, means I told you the transformer architecture, I don't even remember the name on how many parameters it is trained on. We cannot train the LLM, but definitely we can use LLM as some tool by which we can create wonders. And that is why the scope of generative AI is enormous. Because as we see these years, year by year, the technology has advanced. And slowly and gradually, when it advanced, it opened the doors towards the new possibilities. And now what I'm talking about is that part of the time where we have less specialists, where we have less people who can think in this term and who can create solutions for this term. And for building the solutions, we have to understand the architecture first. How these tools, if we want to understand them, we have to go from the first part only, which is prompting. But before prompting, I wanted you people to make some base for you people that at least develop this kind of understanding that when we are talking about LLMs, what they basically are, on what kind of, means what is the basically behind the scenes on what they work on and what are the limitations which they suffer. So when we talk about all this, we create a good base. And then what happened, uh, today I have created one hands-on also. And in that hands-on, I have basically, used Hugging Face only because it has. Have you heard about Hugging Face?
No.
No.
Okay. So basically, I have picked one model from Hugging Face today. And this Hugging Face, you can in very common language, you can think of it as a GitHub for AI models. We have several pre-trained models. Again, when we talk about, model training, that's a very expensive part. And Hugging Face is a platform where developers, share their pre-trained models. We can download and we can run them instantly. Is it clear to all of you?
Yes.
Okay, you can see more about Hugging Face. You can ask me questions if any later on. But basically, I have created one file today, and there are two options in that file. You can use either Phi3, which is a Microsoft's family of LLM, and it is small enough. It can be downloaded. But yesterday I had some internet issue. I couldn't download that part. Let me show you. I have created something.
It's similar to a bedrock. It's an again one more LLM, or is it something new?
It's something new means like if I talk about the this Pi 3, it's a kind of Microsoft's means family of efficient LLM, and like instead of requiring massive resources like GPT-4, Pi 3 can run on small machines and can run one very well. Means we can train very well. We can download it also, and then we can use it to understand how the LLMs work. I have basically tried to download it from my screen is not shared now. One second. Let me share my screen first. Can you see my screen?
Yes.
Yes.
So basically, I have given in the last to you people. I will share this collab file with you. You can, you can use these models. You can swap and you can use these models here because sometimes model downloading can become slow. So here what I have done, basically I want you people to proceed towards the prompt engineering part. And here I have created this small demo in which I have basically from transformers accelerate. I have this works well with collab actually. So I have downloaded this finally this Quen 2.5 model, and this entire one second, let me show you. My screen is visible now. One second.
Yes. It's
Is
visible.
my screen visible? Okay, fine. So basically, uh, this model, which is Quen 2.5, uh, this I have downloaded from Hugging Face, and for this, uh, some token settings are required. And these token settings can easily be done once you are going inside the Hugging Face website. There in the settings part, you can create a token. And this token I have kept in this secrets. Can you see this part, secrets?
Yes.
Okay, so this secret part I have kept here, and this is actually needed. Without this, you can't do. So first thing, you have to go to the Hugging Face website, find out the basically this you have to create your own secret. You can keep it inside the collab and then call this. I will give you the codes that how to call. But basically here I just want to, make you people understand first that, we can use any kind of LLM here, which is pre-trained and which is present on Hugging Face. And then we can give it the directions. These directions can be in this term of, how many tokens are generated. Do you know what are tokens?
Those are the words or the number of characters that things, if I'm not wrong.
Yes, like suppose when we give any kind of sentence or word to the LLM, basically, if I'm writing, suppose unbelievable, what will happen? It will break it into three parts: unbelieve and able. If I'm giving it sentence are means like if I'm giving complete text is converted into small chunks. Chunks is then converted into small bits and pieces, which are called as tokens. So tokens are basically, there are two things here. When any LLM model is given any kind of question, it is basically dividing it into chunks and chunks into tokens and tokens into vectors. Then these vectors are then again assembled into the new tokens into chunks, and then they are created in a complete sentence. This is the entire cycle. So when we are using text generation part, here I am creating some text generation. So first thing is I am deciding and giving how many new tokens I want to generate. Okay, and what should be the randomness? Either it should be low, either it should be high. If the randomness is high, so basically it means it is more creative. And this part is decided by temperature points, like I have given here 0.7. So if I am asking, you must have observed that, when we are asking questions, I don't know whether you have seen this part or not. Sometimes, do we get every time the same kind of answer? Tell me. Like if you're asking the same question, do we get same kind of
No,
response or we get variation?
it's keep on changing it.
That changing part is controlled by this temperature. So that means if we are keeping the temperature low, it is a low load on the model also, but it is, it will create very simple kind of answers, not very creative kind. And moreover, when you ask the same question again and again, it may happen that it gives the same answer also. And then suppose then this is the mathematical part, not of much use. Like when we are generating, tokens, then any probability whose sum is 0.95 and above, we cluster that only. And we don't want to repeat any sentences. If they are repeated, we are putting some penalty or weight there. And also we are greedy decoding means, like if we are making it true, that we are allowing it to see more words. Like when we talk about the patterns, or when we talk about like it is basically predicting or guessing the next word. So we are allowing it, to see more words for pattern. If it is seeing more words, that means the probability of getting the correct answer also increases. And then we are basically, creating a kind of pipeline. And through this pipeline, we are passing two kinds of prompts here. The first is, where we are taking the system prompt. And system prompt where we are acknowledging these LLMs with some responsibility, and it has various types. I will dive deep into that what kind of different types we can assign to the LLMs to get the adequate answers. To be very frank, if I say that, this is some tool which is blind and it has all the answers, but it is blind, it don't know anything. It is only, our way of getting the correct answers, outputs out of it. And for this, we have to visualize, means to a blind person, if we want some kind of answer, you have to give every picture so that it can visualize what I'm talking about. Okay, so basically we can think of it like we are asking some tool which cannot see anything. We have to make it understand that, I want you to become this, or give me answers in this way. So this is entire setting which we do, and this is what is the base of prompt engineering. And when we are giving the prompt, everything is about prompt only, because once we want some good answer from LLM, that means the best prompt I am putting, so that whatever is generated is not hallucination. It is actually correct. We have to work hard here, and it's by practice, and daily we are doing. In fact, when we are dealing with any kind of LLM, we are doing it daily. We know that we don't get the instant ready-made results and answers. We have to work with the prompts. So this kind of pipeline is created here in this particular code. And what I'm asking here in this particular through this pipeline, that what is artificial intelligence, keep it short, and I have run it. Also, I have written the meaning of the codes here. And if I am asking, after running this the first section, then if I am asking questions, what is artificial intelligence, give a short and clear explanation. Now see, based on what I am asking, the answer or the output will change. This is what I want to, make you people see it at the output and just realize that how it is changing. So if I'm asking simply what is artificial intelligence, not giving any kind of else, anything additional to it, it is giving me simple, answer, which is which you can see. Also, if I want, this is the first part. The second part, if I'm just modifying my prompt and I'm saying that explain like as if I am 10-year-old. Now, see, when you are explaining artificial intelligence to any 10-year-old, definitely it will be, the tone will change. And here comes that part. We are just assigning there 2, 3 more words. Okay. See, the entire output has become, different. And now it is, instead of giving us heavy load of definition, it is explaining it like a superhero, which is fighting villains. Okay. Which a small child can understand. Now, let us see the capability of LLM in terms when we talk about the word summarization. And I have switched the task here. Okay. I am asking now, summarize Cinderella in 2 sentences. Now the same model is doing the task for me. It is giving me 2 sentences about Cinderella. Okay. And it is making it like, complete a story, and then giving me this 2 sentence. So what I want to bring to your attention, that this summarization part, which you see, again, it can be specialized according to my need. I have made one GenAI application. When what I did, I have used this LLM for summarization. And what happened when I used it for summarization by giving some long test, I added 2 more things there. I asked it to summarize. I mentioned by a system prompt that how the summarization part should be done. Means I gave all the instructions. Also added one feature there, that suppose if I, as a human being in loop, is observing this summarization, I have, the capability, I can give the score also. Okay. Suppose If I don't like this kind of summarization, I'm giving 8 out of 10 and giving suggestions. This will go to some database, and in that database, this information of either accepting this summarization or rejecting the summarization will be stored. So there will be two kinds of file in my database. It will have all the columns where my name, okay, there will be provision, who has accepted it at what time, on which date, and what is the score given if it is accepted. If it is rejected, what is the suggestion, how it can be improved. So these LLMs in themselves, when they were in evolution, when they came, we were not knowing that they can be transformed and they can be used in this way. But what I'm trying to tell you is that these are the applications, and that is why the scope of generative AI is huge, because we don't know that where we can create what kind of solution, what kind of problems. And we have actually right now a technology with us where it seems to be simple, but it can, it can be very much created to solve the specific challenges of our real world, business scenarios. So this task of summarization, I just, try to bring to your attention that this summarization task can be a solution for any company also. And then you can see now, as I told you, it's blind. It cannot see anything. If I want that it should act like a tutor. Now, my AI, my LLM should act like a tutor, and I'm wanting that for a third or fourth grader. Okay, use some very easy example so that that small child can understand the concept of the fractions. Now, this is playing with the words. This is like, knowing how to use the tool. And that is why when we say that AI is matching the jobs, it is added that AI is giving the jobs also. And this prompt engineering job, last year, I think it has, it has become something which is more demanding. Why? Because how to deal with these LLMs, we want some engineers, prompt engineers. Okay. And you can see there that if we are asking it to explain simple, concept of fractions by use of pizza, how beautifully it is giving us. Okay. And it is understanding that what my requirement is. And I will share this code file with all of you. Please have a look. Can you see the link in the chat?
Yes.
So this is, the first phase where I have not gone. I know all of you can go to the any article, you can see. And if you want, I can provide articles also. So you can see and you can find out. My intention right now is to bring the essence of all this, all the means I don't want it to be like simply giving you more information. I just want to bring to your attention right now is that these simple things, they have a huge scope, and how we can use them for our, building of the applications. Because in these sessions, my intention will be to be focusing more on the application part. So I will come to the application part very soon. And in the meantime, what you people can do is start with the basics, dive deep into more about, because these technologies, they will take some time to understand that if I'm saying about encoder model, if I'm talking about decoder model, how they are working, what are GAN, what are LSTM. Instead of explaining you all that, I want to you people to, read more about all this, and also see this practical, hands-on also, so that you can develop the idea of scope of LLMs. Here is demo 5. I have changed the prompt and I am asking it to write a short poem about friendship and rain. And you can see that when I'm asking, I have not mentioned how many words, and you can play around here. I have given some homework and task also. So what you can see that if I'm asking about friendship and rain, I can add more words here. I can even ask that, use particular metaphors more. Either you make it for when you're writing for friendship and brain, I can mention the age group also, for which age group I am wanting to create. Either it is for a child of 10 years, or if it is a friendship of some 30 years, what kind of tone I want in this poem, and whatever things I'm this is actually, this is the part where we have to play around, because when we are writing this system prompts, we should be knowing that how to deal with all kinds of situations where when we are wanting some kind of particular output, how it will be generated. So for that generation part, when we are working, when we are giving more and more prompts, we are able to understand that how to, bring it and align it to my needs. So you can see that when I'm writing this kind of friendship and grain, we can insert here 5 more, cells where I can just change every scenario and then create different kind of, outputs. Here I have, what I have done, and this is actually the part where, LLMs are just doing wonders. And I have given here the prompt: pretend you are my history teacher. Explain World War in 3 lines for a high school student. And you can see that, for a high school student to remember this part is really difficult. But when I'm asking it to do it, it has created, everything according to the need. And here, what I am doing, I am assigning the role to the LLM. Okay, I can assign any role. I can assign the role to LLM. You are my gym trainer. Okay, and now I am a woman who is having this kind of medical, problems. Now your job is, you have to tell me 5 exercises, and that too at a beginner level, which I can start from today. Now, when we are changing our prompt, now here you can assign, I don't know how many roles you can assign. Okay, how many styles you can assign. You can put any constraints if you want. But through this, don't think from this point of only. You think that when we are using the same tools and technologies to solve some real world problems which we are facing, what is going to become the shift as? For example, right now I prepared one, dish GenAI model in which I use the LLM. And when I use the LLM, I just have to tell my mood, like what kind of weather is today and what kind of food I want today. I've created a agentic AI, Gen AI application, in which what will happen once you pass this prompt, okay, that today I want to eat something which is a spicy, which is having this much of spice. I can mention the spice. I want that it should be cooked with this much of calorie because I am on diet, and I don't want it to exceed this calorie. Also, I want you to, give me options which are continental. And also, I want you to locate a nearby restaurant, and in that restaurant, give me only those restaurants which are rated 4.5 and above, and also within that, which are only 5 to 7 kilometers away from my place. Now, you can think that, this application, if it is there, then we are not doing anything great. It is only the idea and the implementation. And that is why GenAI is something which is like a fairy tale, I will say. You have to just tell your Jenny that I want this, and you will get that part. So, first thing is what is available in public. Second thing is what you can make it, something as a solution. These are two things. And if we can bridge the gap, we can create something, which is in the utmost demand these days. And let us see the next part also. I have changed, given system prompt here. You are a helpful, precise tutor. And by system prompt, I mean to say that I'm giving the particular instruction to the model, that what kind of tone or behavior I want. Okay. So you are a helpful, precise tutor. Keep answers concise, structured, and friendly. And that is my first part. Okay. I have already made the mood of the LLM that I want you to behave like this. I have not given any kind of task till now. I just said the first part, that I want you to consider when I'm asking you something, you have to consider all these points. Then comes the actual question. Prompt. Teach the concept of overfitting in machine learning in 5 bullet points, no jargons. And you can see how beautifully it has generated us the answer. Maybe because to generate this much, I have to read at least 3-4 papers properly of overfitting, then find out the solutions, and then I have to, create it in a way that is actually meet these requirements which I have mentioned. But here with a single click, you can do it. And all these varieties can change in a unlimited way. I don't know how many ways are possible by which you can use this technology. And how many business problems are there in this world that I can't count also. So where I can give this system prompt and what I can generate out of it, that is limitless actually. That is why the scope is limitless. This is the end class of the entire session. Hope you liked it. I have given you few options here where you can, use the models, play with these different models from Hugging Face. Also, try to play with the temperature, okay, repetition, penalty, because what I'm showing you for this file, I have worked 2-3 hours because what happened, I was not getting the correct answers. Actually, I wanted to show you the incorrect answers also. I wanted to show you that, when we hallucinate, when the model hallucinate, how, let me share my screen. Can you see my screen?
Yes.
Yes. You can see how it is, stopped here. I have given you something ready-made actually. No, no mistake is there. But it's not like that. I want you people to, play around. You can see my answer is incomplete here.
Yes.
So basically, it's not like, what you are watching that it's like that only. And it's a tedious process. Again, I will say this technology, it has nothing to say not on itself. It can, I will say it can create hallucination to any extent. It can give incorrect replies to any extent. Human beings in loops is very much important. Why? Because still we are in a phase, and I think we always will be there, where we can't be replaced. And that is why we can't say that, we should, only two people will, kind of people will exist. One who knows how to use this technology and one who don't know how to use this technology. After some time, I believe the way it is expanding, and it is the need of the hour that we should know that, along with whatever field we are, whatever we are doing, how to integrate both of the things so that, we are giving some 100% solutions. And we will come up with more sessions where we'll dive deep and find out each and everything, how to, step by steps, how to proceed and how to create something really wonderful. Thank you, Arvind, for giving me chance for this session. And I hope Murli, Abhijit, Dinesh, and Shriram, all of you who has participated in today's class, have, have understood something and have taken something which is of their use. And also, I want you people to see the collab file, and if you have any questions, you can ask.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. Could you share any other document, anything like other people can can go through it
I
and
will share
understand
one
how?
Medium article because I basically talked about the evolution of LLMs. I will share one Medium article which they can refer. And there are two things which I cover today. One is the basic concept overview of the LLMs. And
Hmm.
also I have introduced with, basically some Phi 3 by the Microsoft, which I wanted, but then I shifted to some other model so that part they can do. And the third thing is, if they want something more in detail, because I don't know that after this session, what kind of questions are coming and what kind of class should be scheduled next based on the audience actually, that how much they understood, we can plan and I can share resources, especially in terms of evolution of the LLMs.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. I'll share the recording who joined it. Okay. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah. Thanks a lot.